Class, class.
Yes.
Class, I'd like everyone to hold up the voice level 0. That is the voice level that I'd like for you all to have during this portion of the lesson. Order in the courtroom. Order in the courtroom. Oops, I meant to say classroom. Actually, I think that for today's math lesson, we should all pretend that the classroom is courtroom. What do you all think? Do you want to help me act it out?
Yes.
All right, class. So, I need you all to pretend that you are in a courtroom. This side of the class, I want you all to pretend that you are the witnesses. That side of the class, I want you all to pretend that you are the jury. I'm going to be the judge. But I need someone to volunteer to be our defendant, Aunt Sally. Who wants to play Aunt Sally today? Keith, you want to play Aunt Sally? All right. Aunt Sally, today you are going to be put on trial for misusing the order of operations. And it will be up to the courtroom of the jury and the witnesses and the judge, of course, to determine if you are guilty or not guilty of your crime. What do we think, class? Shout out. Do we think Aunt Sally is guilty or not guilty of misusing the order of operations?
Guilty. Not guilty.
All right, we're going to have to find out. Aunt Sally, would you like to state your case by reading today's lesson's objective? But actually, I want the whole courtroom to read it out loud too. So jury, witnesses, let's all read today's lesson's objective out loud.
Given
multi-step numerical expressions, students will be able to accurately use the steps of the mnemonic model to solve mathematical expressions with 80% accuracy. Order in the courtroom! Order in the courtroom! Before we convict Aunt Sally of her crimes as guilty or not guilty, we must first understand what misusing the order of operations is. Who can tell me what they think the order of operations means? Anyone? Keith?
A way to solve multi-step numerical expressions.
Keith, I love the way that you just used the lesson's objective to help you find out what the order of operations is. That was a really good strategy, and that is correct. But some of us are thinking, well, I still don't know what that means, and that's okay. You all may know more about the order of operations than you think. Raise your hand if you know how to add. Raise your hand if you know how to subtract. Raise your hand if you know how to multiply. And lastly, raise your hand if you know how to divide. But wait, raise your hand if you know what the parentheses are. Awesome job, everyone. So, it looks like everyone knows a lot more than they thought. We all know how to solve those operations. Now we're just going to learn on the order in which to use them. So before we get started into the lesson, I have a little trick to help us remember our order of operations. Do you all want to learn it?
Yes.
All right. So when I pound my gavel and I say order of operations, I want you all to shout, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Ready? Order of operations.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Awesome job, everyone. So now let's find out a little bit more about the order of operations so we can excuse Aunt Sally of her crime. I'm going to give everyone this handout here. And this handout is going to have the order of operations listed on it. But it's going to be a foldable, so I want everyone to fold it over so that the front cover is reading order of operations. Can everyone do that for me and hold it up? Hold it up and show me. Good job, everyone. So this foldable, I want you all to use every time that you practice your order of operations. Let's open it together and let's read it out loud. Let's start with the top here where I'm pointing. Everyone point on your foldable there on the top. Let's read it out loud. Order, always work left to right. Now let's read the side here too. Let's read each one. I want you all to point. Point with your foldable. On your foldable. Very good job. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. That, ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, are our order of operations. Everyone look on the bottom here and look who that's a picture of. That's Aunt Sally. Someone read and tell me what she's saying in her speech bubble. Ilona?
Please excuse me.
She's saying, please excuse me. Just like when I pound my gavel and I say, order of operations,
dear Aunt Sally.
That is actually a mnemonic device to help us remember what the order of operations stand for. The order of operations is parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, or subtract. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will help you solve big, long, scary equations that look very complicated and confusing, which are multi-step numerical expressions. So, without further ado, let's do our first example together. I'm going to put it on the overhead projector, and you all have a copy on your foldable that we're going to go through together. The expression is 3 plus 7 times 6 divided by 3. According to our order of operations, what is the first step that we need to look for in our expression? I'll give you a hint. It is in red.
Parentheses.
Parentheses. Good job, Ilona. I'd like you to raise your hand.
Sorry.
It's okay. That's right, parentheses. But in this equation, we have no parentheses, and that's okay because not every expression that you're dealing with are going to have all of these operations. So what about our second step? What are we looking for? Keith?
Exponents.
Exponents. That's right. And does this have any exponents in it? No. And that's all right. We're going to keep moving on. Our next step is, it's all right, shout out.
Multiply.
Multiply. And do we have multiplication in this equation? We do. 7 times 6. Class, what is 7 times 6? Shout it out.
42.
42. So we're going to simplify that part of the expression, and we're going to bring down the rest. Now we have 3 plus 42 divided by 3. According to our order of operations foldable, what is the next step we need to be doing? What is the next step, everyone? Keith?
Division.
Division. So that means we need to divide 42 divided by 3. Class, what is 42 divided by 3?
14.
4. Are we confident with that answer? 42 divided by 3 is?
14.
14. Good job, class. We're going to simplify that, and we're going to bring down the rest. We're now left with 3 plus 14. What is our next step in the order of operations from our foldable?
Add.
Addition. All right, so that means we can go ahead and solve it. 3 plus 14 is, shout it out,
17.
17. And that, ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, is our answer. We did an awesome job on that one. So let's reflect on our lesson so far. Who can explain what strategy we've used in the lesson so far? Keith?
Pneumatic devices.
Pneumatic devices, that's correct. Everyone say pneumatic devices.
Pneumatic devices.
I know it's a little tricky to say. That M is actually silent. I messed up on it too sometimes. And the mnemonic device that we're using for this lesson is order of operations.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
And my dear Aunt Sally, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, stands for
Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract.
awesome job, class. So now I'm going to give you another problem to work on, except this one I'm going to help you out just a little bit. I want you all to get your whiteboards and your markers out. Whiteboards and markers out, everyone. Ilona?
Sorry.
It's all right. You have all your materials out and ready?
Yes.
You ready to be successful?
Yes.
All right, I love it. So, the problem that I have for everyone is 6 times 4 divided by 3 minus 6 plus 2. Now, I want you to turn to your shoulder buddy, and I want you to work this problem out together. And you're going to be using the order of operations foldable as you're solving. When you're done solving your problem, I want you all to keep your boards face down with a thumbs up. When everyone in the class is done solving, we're going to show our boards in unison. And go! I see thumbs. I see all thumbs. Everyone show me your boards. Okay, all right, so I'm seeing a few different answers, and that's okay. So let's go over our steps together. Who can tell me what the first step they took in solving this problem is? Ilona?
Parentheses.
You used the parentheses. Very good job, because that is 24. So we're going to simplify that and bring down the rest. Now we have 24 divided by 3 minus 6 plus 2. Who can tell me what the next step they used is? Keith?
Division.
Division. And you did,
24 divided by 3.
and what did you get?
8.
Yeah, right. So we're going to simplify that and bring down the rest. All right, class. Who can tell me what the next step they took is? Keith?
Addition.
You did addition, so you added 6 plus 2. Actually, ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, we need to look back on our foldable and we need to go over one very important rule for order of operations. And this is something that a lot of people get messed up on, so don't feel bad, Keith. Everyone refer back to your order of operations. Irene, pay attention. Pay attention to the lesson. Everyone refer back to your foldable. And on the top, let's read it out loud together. Always work left to right. Now, just like when you're reading a storybook, you read left to right. And when you're reading mathematical expressions, you are reading left to right. When you look back on our foldable, it says multiply or divide and add or subtract. They put that or in there because that means whatever comes first. Everyone say that out loud. Whatever comes first. So in this part of our equation, what comes first? Subtraction or addition? Ilona?
Subtraction.
Subtraction, that's right. So we're going to do that part first, and then we're going to work on our addition. So 8 minus 6 is, shout out,
2.
2.
So we're going to simplify and bring down the rest. All right, everyone. And I think we could all solve this part together. This is the last step of our equation. Shout out, 2 plus 2 is?
4.
Awesome job, ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom. You're doing an awesome job, Irene.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes, you're doing a great job today. All right, class, and that is our final answer. We did an awesome job on that.
Yeah.
So let's reflect back and think about our next problem.
Yes, it's
Could
shiny
anyone
nice on the
think-
bottom.
Could anyone think of a problem that we could do that uses some of these order of operations? Could we reflect and think, can we think of one and create one? Keith.
That's all.
Can we do parentheses 2 times 2 and close parentheses times 9 divided by 3?
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Let's do that one. So, let's do 2 times 2 in parentheses times 9 divided by 3. All right, class, this is one that we all created together. So for this mathematical expression, I want you all to independently do it on your whiteboards. I want you to use your foldables using, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and I want you to give me a thumb when you're done solving, and we're gonna show together. And go. I see thumbs. All right, show me your whiteboards. Awesome job, everyone. We all got the answer up. Shout out.
12.
12.
12. Good job, everyone. So I think that we are doing an awesome job on our understanding of this lesson. And for the next portion of the lesson, I'm going to hand out to you this worksheet. This worksheet has 10 problems on it. You will be allowed to use your foldable as you solve. So don't forget to use some of the examples that we just did together. And don't forget to use your mnemonic device, order of operations.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Awesome job. So I'm going to give you all 15 minutes to complete this worksheet, and at the end I'm going to collect it and grade it. All right, everyone. So you're going to have 15 minutes to work, and then we'll review. Okay, everyone, 15 minutes is up. You all have completed your worksheets. Now let's review the lesson. I have a few questions to ask you all. could we all recall and think back to the mnemonic device that we used to remember our order of operations? I'll give you hints. Order of operations.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Awesome job, everyone. And our mnemonic device, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, stands for
Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, or subtract.
awesome job, everyone. And our most important rule when working with order of operations is we work in the order of
Left to right.
Everyone did an awesome job today. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job, Irene.
Yes.
Bedtime.